Can I get your thoughts about what the league is doing? We're about 10 days removed from the commissioner, Roger Goodell, coming out and saying, we made a mistake and we need to be better as a league to, recognize the issues at hand out there. What did you think of his response? And what else would you like to see the league do, Anthony?
I think it was a step. I think, oftentimes you see a lot of athletes, use our platforms to raise awareness for a ton of other causes. Myself personally, with the, healthy and unhealthy relationships and domestic violence, a few other guys on the team with, bullying prevention. One of my teammates, Anthony Barr, is working with single parent families. That's male or female single parents. And I think what we're all trying to do is just help out the people who need to be helped, raise awareness for the people who need to be helped. So if we can't help them, if there's somebody who out there who can, that they could, realize that and step up and be able to help them. So I think, with the players stepping up and, using our platforms to say, hey, there needs to be a change. Not only are, African-American men, victims of, social justice oppression and police brutality. The system isn't perfect, and there are some changes need to be made. And I think the organization stepping up, realizing, saying, hey, we realize this is an issue, and then putting forth, the funds. And now we're talking about taking steps in how can we actually cause more change outside of the financial piece. I think it's, better than where we were, but we still have some work to continue to do for sure.
Yeah. Anthony, you mentioned the Wilf family, their connection to the Holocaust Museum. I know your general manager, Rick Spielman, has adopted 6 different Black children and they live under his roof. How do you guys communicate with the people in the ownership, front office, and coaching staff to say, hey guys, let's have an open line of dialogue from the top to the bottom of the organization? How do those conversations go, especially in this situation where we're all living virtually and not together?
Yeah, I think, what's transpired over the past few weeks, we had obviously came together as far as starting our social justice group where, we have some coaches in on it, Rick pops in on it, and the orchestration between the direction where we want to go as the players, going out into the communities, meeting with different organizations and coming back and saying, hey, we've sat down, we've talked to these organizations, this is how we want to support them, and this is how we want to, try to give back. And them being supportive of that was really the extra, the initial starting point. But I think over the past couple of weeks, there's been advancement as far as those hard conversations, sitting in on Zoom calls, with the owners, with, Rick, GM, coaches, players, and having those tough conversations and experience. I think we found that there have been more similarities, whether it's, our GM, Rick, and his adopted children and what they experience as, African-American teenagers in the world right now. I think we have come to realize, the issue is a lot closer to, us than we realize. You may not directly be impacted, but the children that he have adopted and he's been taking care of and trying to mold and, form them into being young men and women that the society approve of and really look up to, I think is really drawing a connection.
Yeah. The world definitely looks different, Anthony, in good ways and in bad ways, right? And right now, another big issue is the issue of everyone's health with COVID-19. And I'm sure you've seen the recent news, star players like Ezekiel Elliott, a few of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers assistant coaches have tested positive. And then you have Dr. Fauci coming out and saying that the players like yourself will have to play in a bubble. What do you make of the state of football right now? And are you confident returning to the field and with your team?
I mean, I'm not sure. I've been trying to keep up, with everything going on and how we're progressing, as a country dealing with the issue. And I'm not actually sure, it's tough to really look, down the road and say this is something that's where it's certainty. But, I just believe that, the NFL and doctors will give us the best information and the most accurate information, and that we'll make a decision that's best and safe for everybody.
For the best NFL coverage anywhere on the internet, follow NFL on Fox, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.